Hello, my brothers and sisters on the Dragon's Path. My name is Tim Heijen and I'm a Dragon Witch. Being at home still because I had a few broken ribs and I cannot go to the forest just yet. So I need to lay down in my bed and just try to recover from my fall from the stairs. It lesser hurts. It lesser hurts now, and I think I can go to the forest soon because the forest is my place of worship, and I am a bit separated, even though the forest is just behind. But it's just on a hill, and I cannot go there because it still hurts. It's quite a fall, my brothers and sisters. I'm actually glad that I'm still alive and I didn't broke my neck. So yeah, here I have to do with something, and I have a lot of time now, and I have a lot of time to see whatever people are sending to me messages. I'm also an animal rights activist, so I also have a lot of times to do this. I am an animal rights activist because I became this inside of my dragon's path. It feels like I'm protecting the dragons, and also I had these messages that I had a few times, and I think that I thought that I was actually clear as being a dragon witch, that I had my statements in it. Most of the witches outside of the dragon's path, most of witches actually who go on the internet and want to share their, how spells goes and how rituals go and how witchcraft works. Well, my brothers and sisters, this is almost impossible actually to share with you what you need to do, how your rituals are going to be, and how your spells are going to be, how your witchcraft is going to be. You need to understand something more about the dragon's path. Dragons are not at all the same, not at all alike. The first thing that you need to know is that the dragon's path is actually a solitary path because dragons need their solitude. But I can give some advice to you whenever you are want to do dragon magic, or want to do dragon rituals, or want to do dragon witchcraft. I love to do dragon witchcraft. It opens my creativity. No one actually, once I had my awakening with the dragon, I was also saying, what do I need to do now? But I was very much lured to this magic, that I just want to bend something, but it's always going to be surrounded and centered around the dragon, because I want to feel that again. I want to have this again, to be with the dragon. So what do I have to do now? The thing is that I did, because especially here in Belgium, no one ever heard of a dragon witch. No one ever heard of someone who follows the dragon. And of course, that is normal. In this world, actually, we are very silent, actually a bit too silent, and that is very, very unfortunate, because whenever someone who is truly a dragon witch hears the name dragon, they are immediately triggered, and this could cause the opening of the gates. So I can give you some advice into do dragon magic and dragon rituals. Always do it, for example, dragon magic or rituals or witchcraft, always do it with the desire to be with the dragon. That means nothing like gaining money, power, or anything like that. You need to understand, whenever you are doing something, it's always going to be centered around the dragon and nothing else. A lot of people like to have advantages from the dragons. Of course, they have a lot of power and knowledge and wisdom, that they want to gain something from it. Or maybe typical human stuff, that they want money from it, that they want things from this. But the only thing that I desire is that the dragon is with me. That is the only thing that I desire. And that is why people call us the unlikely witch. We become a witch because we have a quest to be with the dragon. And I know that your dragon is wanting the same thing. So what you need to do is to come together with each other. And so do it with a lot of desire for the dragon and not desire for earthly stuff. This is going to be a very specific spirituality. The other thing that I recommend to you, and very much important, is not to do anything forced. A lot of people seem to be forced to do something, like for the dragon, like forced to sit in front of their altar, forced to create an altar, forced to do anything for the dragon. Well, actually, that is wrong, because dragons don't force themselves anything. If you are forcing yourself, your dragon could be irritated by this, or that it means that the dragon feels that it's not, that you are not, that they are not enough for you, that you need to force yourself. Nothing is going to be forced inside of your rituals, magic, spells, or in witchcraft. You need to understand whatever you are doing is out of your heart, out of your desire. The only thing to do witchcraft or anything like it, anything dragon spirituality related, shouldn't be forced. It should be done with love and desire. Another thing that I recommend to you whenever you do magic rituals is to not let other people tell you how to do dragon witchcraft, because your way and expression is unique. That opens the gates, and uh, the way that you dance with the dragon cannot be copied. It's simply unique. Whatever you have, your dragon eye, your connection, the triangle that's reversed, that is our sign, it's always connected, is actually unique. You cannot copy this. So it doesn't make any sense for me to tell you how your dragon eye actually is. Your dragon eye cannot be copied. It's just all going to be different. Just like every dragon can be very different and very, very complex as well. But the only one who can understand this is you, actually. You. And you might not even realize that, but eventually you know your dragon much better than anyone else. So don't let other people say, I know the way to do dragon. No. The only thing that I did, for example, is to create my dragon altar. I wasn't even knowing that I was creating my dragon altar. I just loved that image of the dragon so much. I set a candle with it, and then I just made an altar. And because I was also bowing down before it, saying my love and grace for not Tiamat yet, because I didn't know her at that time, but to the dragons, because I knew about the dragons. I just want to have this again. I want to put, for example, it was my respect that I wanted to show to the dragon, and they have the same respect for you as well. That fits it all. Another thing, yeah, that is what a lot of people actually seem to not to understand on my pages, is that we have no leaders. We have no dragon priests. I am not a dragon priest. I'm just a preacher. A preacher doesn't mean that I know everything of yours. A preacher is someone who talks about them. That is the only thing that I'm trying to do. I try to trigger you, my brothers and sisters, into opening your gates. Everyone who is triggered by the name dragon should be triggered. And that is no one actually that can tell us, for example, that you need to do this and you need to do that. A priest is someone who stands in front of a church saying to people whatever they need to do. We are not like that. We cannot say what you need to do. There are no priests. We are a left-hand spirituality where, like I said, we are in solitary. And that is my next thing that I want to say to you. The dragon's path and everything that you do in rituals, everything that you do in magic, everything that you do in instincts, everything that you do in witchcraft, it has to be done in solitary. No one else should be around. It's just like I said, you are your own Jesus into this by saying this to you. You are your own son or daughter of God. You are the only one. Of course, the entire world will say, oh, what are you talking about? It's Jesus. No, it's you. And I understand well enough the dragon's path to know that it's you. You are the only one that is centered. There are dragons that want to reach out for you. The only thing that you need to know is to reach out for them. That is where your dragon eye exists from and where it has power from. So solitary. Also, to not let yourself be distracted. Like I said, every path is so unique. So it's easy to get distracted. And most people are getting distracted by the religions on earth and how their culture embraced that religion. That you try to actually, oh no, I shouldn't listen to this. Well, actually, yeah, because you are listening to yourself. This is all about you. This is all because you are not only the chosen one, you are one of them. You are trying to reach out for them. It's a solitary path, and you are no less than Jesus, you can say, but in this case, in the dragon's path. Son or daughter or child of the gods. Also another one, like I said, don't let yourself be distracted. don't let yourself be distracted. It's easy to get distracted, and especially inside of rituals. I had this post about dragon money spells, and it was just a few little rhymes saying, from now on, you will be rich. No, the dragon was never rich. The dragon was never someone or a being that wanted to have this materialism. I mean, that is not what we are. We are not inside of materialism. And we are not caring about that at all. It's all about reaching out for our dragons. Whenever we do rituals, whenever we do spells, whenever we do unique kind of dragon witchcraft, we are just doing whatever we have in our mind, and we are not having money in our mind. So yeah, don't let, and also experiment, my brothers and sisters. Experiment with what you can do. Experiment with your visualization. Experiment with your creativity. That is very important. In Dragon Magick, it's up to you to show your feeling in emotion and instinct. Don't be afraid or ashamed of what you want to do, because the dragon's magic or rituals can also be said like, oh, I don't want anyone to see me like this. I mean, but that is just it. You have to do this alone and by yourself. And whatever you are having inside of your mind, then do it. Then go for it. Open the gates of the dragon together. That is my message, actually. It was actually a bit like, didn't I explain this before? I mean, people say that I don't share enough magic or rituals or dragon witchcraft, but I cannot. I can, of course, share it with you, whatever I did, and that is also what I do. I do this, but for everyone else, it's going to be very different. Also, the things that the dragon says to me, even the approach of the dragon gods will always be different. Even if you had Tiamat before you, that I also had, Tiamat will come in front of you in a complete different style, in a complete different way, because they know you how to reach out for you and how to behave in a way that they see fit. And like I said, I cannot share this to you because every path is different and every dragon is different. And I'm so afraid actually to push you in the wrong direction. And I already did this in the past. And I'm so afraid of that. So I'm very careful before I want to say to you something about magic or rituals or dragon witchcraft. It's always going to be very different from each other. So these are a bit like the recommendations that I have whenever you are interested in doing witchcraft or in doing, sometimes magic happens. Sometimes magic happens inside of your instincts, your emotions, whatever you have, my brothers and sisters. And that is also why we don't come together. There is no one to lead us. There is no one that can lead us, because I do not know your dragon and you don't know the dragons that are surrounding me. It's all going to be very unique. And so, but I do recommend that you give a little time in this, that you spend a little time in it. In fact, I did a lot of time in this. Whenever I go back to the forest, it's going to be very interesting, actually. And I don't have to do whatever I did in previous times. I do new things that I just feel at that moment. But do it all centered around the dragon, with love and desire for the dragon, to love and desire for your dragon eye, your dragon circle, you can say. So, my brothers and sisters,